How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to the Pokemon TCG Center, and today's video will be another Mega EX deck, and this time we'll be looking at Mega Houndoom-EX. Look how this card looks. I mean, it's just amazing. Mega Houndoom, 210 HP, Fire type, evolves from the Houndoom-EX. Inferno Fang, 2 energies for 80. If you discard all energies from this Pokemon, it will go for 80 more, so 160. Only 1 retreat cost. That's pretty much it. So what's very important about this deck, definitely combo with the Clawitzer Mega Boost. Once during your turn, you can attach special energy from your hand to one of your Mega Evolution Pokemons. If you have 2 Clawitzer in your play, you can easily attach 2 Burning Energies, and you can go for 160, discard 2 Burning Energies, and pretty much bring them back, because Burning Energy says this card can only be attached to Fire Pokemon, of course, and if this card is discarded by attack of the Fire Pokemon, this card is attached back to that Pokemon from the discard pile. So it's pretty damn good combo. And that's pretty much it. So the main focus is to hit with Inferno Fang for 160 from turn to turn. Being able to retreat for only 1 energy cost, we can easily move those Houndooms in a circuit and go for Inferno Fang and knock out all of our opponent Pokemons from play. Unfortunately, at this moment, I cannot add in this deck Volcanion-EX. 1 copy of Volcanion-EX with the Steam Up will definitely be the good tag, because in that case we can go for 190, and with Giovanni scheme for extra 20, which will allow us to go for 210 to knock out pretty much EX Pokemons with 210 HP with the Fighting Fury belt, which is definitely going to be very important. Even 2 copies of Volcanion-EX wouldn't be that bad, because in that case we can go with the Steam Up and hit for so many damage. But of course we need to have then those fire energies, and the deck would be a little bit different, because in that case we would also need Fisherman and something like, let's say, Energy Retrieval. But unfortunately at this moment Volcanion-EX is not allowed to be played in the trading card game online, so this is my list for the Mega Houndoom. 13 Pokemons, 2 Shaymin-EX for the setup, 3 copies of Houndoom-EX. Houndoom-EX can also be good with that Melting Horn, even if you cannot find that Mega Houndoom turn 1, we can always discard some cards from our opponent top deck. And of course, 2 copies of Red Card, as you mentioned here, Delinquent can be very devastating for our opponent. We can easily Red Card him down to like 4 and then use Delinquent and put him down to like a 1 card, which can be very disastering moment for our opponent. So 2 copies of Claunchers and 2 Clawitzer, and the game is over when we speak about Pokemons. Let's move to some item cards. Finally, I managed to bring those Dive Balls instead of the Level Balls. Every time I play a deck, and I made a deck with Clauncher and Clawitzer, I always forget about that Dive Ball. A Dive Ball with Volcanion-EX would be even much more better, but right now, Dive Ball, I can search Clawitzer and Clauncher. Finally, I did that. I always forget about Dive Ball, to be honest. 1 copy of Escape Rope, never know when you can use it. Always good card to have. 2 copies of Red Card, shuffle your opponent's hand, and then he can draw 4 cards. 1 Special Charge, so we can recycle back those. Burning Energy is very important in case our opponent somehow managed to discard them. 1 copy of Super Rod. Recycle back any kind of the Pokemon or basic energy cards. For the best consistency, of course, we want to have 4 copies of Trainers Mails, Ultra Balls, and the VE Seekers. So the 12 cards that I always play in every my build that I have. 99% of my builds have playset of these 3 cards. 1 copy of Delinquent. I even go with 2 copies of Delinquents, but unfortunately I tweaked this deck to be the best I can get, so I decided to play only 1 copy of Delinquent. 1 copy of Giovanni scheme. I mean, with 2 copies of Delinquent, you can pretty much often get a turn 1 red card and Delinquent combo, which will be definitely devastating. That Giovanni scheme for 20 extra damage with our Houndoom, so we can at least go for 180, which will be enough to knock out our opponent EXs with 180 HP, of course. Hex Maniac to be able to shut down those annoying abilities like John Water Shurikens, very important to have. 1 copy of Lysandre, 2 Ents, 1 Ranger, of course, for Giratina, maybe, but it's not a big deal. The biggest problem is, of course, Glaceon-EX. Against Giratina, we can easily use Mega Boost and Sneak and attack for 160. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, of course. I decided to go with 2 different stadium cards, of course, one Parallel City. I can put my opponent down to like a 3 cards, but the most important thing against those Greninja decks, I can reduce the damage they can do by the 20, which is very important, but also against Mega Rayquaza will be the good substitute. 1 copy of Scorched Earth, so I can drop cards pretty much by paying 1 fire energy. 2 copies of Float Stones for the free retreat on my Clawitzer, maybe even on the Shaymin. 3 copies of Spirit Link for the free Mega Evolution, and 10 energies, 4 of them burning, and 6 basic Fire Energy cards. As always, if you're looking for any of these cards, you can find them on tcgcastle.com. You can find everything you need to know in my video description. By typing TCG Center 5 code, you can also get 5% discount on your purchase, and that's pretty much it. So let's do some game tests so you can actually see how the Mega Houndoom will work in the game. So see you there. Alright guys, let's do this. So, I'm calling the heads here as usual. Unfortunately, I didn't want the coin flip, so that means probably will go second. And I must say that I really like that sleeves that my opponent actually have. That looks just badass. Starting with the Shaymin-EX in the active spot. Not the best start, I guess, but okay. I guess I can live with that. Oh, Mega Caesar on the other side. So this is gonna be one quick game here, I guess, just because Mega Caesar actually had a weakness on Mega Houndoom, and I can one-hit knock out his Mega Caesar. On the other side, he can't one-hit knock out my Mega Houndoom. So let's discard maybe even, yeah, definitely Parallel City with the Ultra Ball. I'm looking for that. Another extra Shaymin-EX. I guess I should first go with that Trainers Mail in case I miss opportunity to find a supporter card. Let's go with the Trainers Mail right now. Well, there's the Ultra Ball, so I guess I can grab that Ultra Ball and pretty much attach Float Stone on my Shaymin. Ultra Ball for Scorched Earth and Mega Houndoom. That should be a much better, but it is how it is. Didn't play that Trainer's Mail turn 1 as the first card. So Shaymin for 6 will give me opportunity to use that Clauncher and put it into play. I mean, I really like the option with Clawitzer because I can easily attach that burning energy from my hand. And I'm thinking about playing Professor Sycamore here for more than just one card. Let's go with Houndoom here, and I can even pass my turn basically here, and I will definitely do that. I will keep that Shaymin-EX in the active spot just because he can maybe find that Mega Caesar hit for 120, force me to discard my burning energy, and pretty much do a great job here, but without Lysandre, he's not going to be able to Lysandre my Houndoom on the bench. And there's a Skyla, maybe for Ultra Ball, so he can grab Hoopa and set up, yes it is, Ultra Ball for that Hoopa EX. So he can easily grab that Hoopa, put down one more Caesar, grab Mega Caesar, Shaymin-EX, draw a few more resources, maybe even find an energy, and knock out my Shaymin, grab 2 prize cards. It really doesn't matter. I mean, as long as I can next turn one-hit knock out his Caesar, the game should definitely be over, in my opinion, because I have already 1 burning energy, so this is definitely a huge advantage for myself. So, let's see, scan the ring. I mean, if he can find some hammers, well, that can definitely give him a boost, I can tell you that. Maybe I should retreat my Shaymin to the one without Float Stone, but since I already have Float Stone sitting in my hand, I don't need to worry too much about it. So there is Mega Caesar and Shaymin for 5. Can he find very important Enhanced Hammer? Who knows if he even play Enhanced Hammer? That's the biggest question here. There's energy card, so he can definitely go with that Iron Crusher for 120 and then knock out my Shaymin, grab 2 prize cards, which is very important. There we go. So 120, just like that. So right now I'm going to put in the active spot my Clauncher, because I will put that Float Stone on it. And this is very nice top deck, but unfortunately I don't have Mega in my hand, so this is gonna be one manual energy attachment, I guess. After I grab that Clawitzer, I mean, actually Mega Houndoom is more important than Clawitzer at this moment. Let's go with Mega Houndoom, another burning energy, which is just so important here in this matchup, and Sycamore for 7. Okay, so I even managed to pull that red card, which is going to be very important here. So I can put him down to like a 4, and I can Ultra Ball with discarding Giovanni Scheme and Sycamore, grabbing that Clawitzer right now, or maybe even another Mega Houndoom, just in case, you know, a miracle happen, so I can have that second Mega Houndoom in play. And right now I can hit for 160 times 2 with my Infernal Fang. Of course I want to hit for 160, so that's 320. My energies are gonna be put it back onto my Mega Houndoom, and that's it. So there's another Clawitzer and the V-Seeker, which is very good. So basically right now he needs Mega Turbo, and he needs of course Mega Caesar and Energy card. Definitely I guess that red card shakes my opponent a little bit. I can definitely tell you that. I mean, red card Delinquent combo is definitely something you would like to have in your deck. Of course, if you can find space for something like that. In my opinion, I decide to run 2 copies of red card and 1 Delinquent. Originally, I was also looking maybe for 3 copies or even 4 copies of red card and 2 Delinquents, but I think this is a little bit too much. So, still looking for those enhanced hammers, crashing hammers. Looks like that he don't play any of these cards, or maybe he just can't find any of these cards. So there is another Ultra Ball. That means that he probably searching for another Shaymin-EX here. He needs a lot of resources here. He definitely needs 1 Mega Turbo and 1 Metal Energy in order to power up his Mega Caesar, but then he needs to find a Float Stone, and he can just hit for 120. But on the other side, I just need to find a single Fire Energy, so I can use my Infernal Fang again. So there is a Float Stone, which is going to be very big play here, so Shaymin going to be for 5. And I think he had a pretty decent chance to hit 1 Mega Turbo and Energy. So both Mega Houndooms and Mega Caesar require only 2 copies of energies to use a deck. There's even a Trubbish with the Float Stone, so this can be very dangerous at some point. There is 1 Metal Energy, as you can see right here, but will he be able to find a Mega Turbo? No, there's just a Super Rod, meaning that he is not going to be able to play Super Rod even if he can find one. And right now, the best thing would be that I have that V-Seeker sitting in my discard pile, but I don't have. Luckily, as you can see right here, there's another Clawitzer, but luckily I have Giovanni Scheme sitting in my discard pile, meaning that I can easily grab Giovanni Scheme and add those 20 damage, very important 20 damage, right here on my Mega Houndoom, so I can go for 180 and knock out his Hoopa. And that's pretty much it. For the next turn, I just need to find 1 energy card, and the game should be over for my opponent. So 2 more prize cards to take. There's another Houndoom and another V-Seeker. Let's see what he can do. Can he somehow come back from this matchup? Who knows? Maybe he can, but probably the game is over. I mean, I don't know what he can do. I don't know. I mean, definitely Enhanced Hammer is the way to go, plus Garbodor. But I still not see any of these cards in my opponent's hand, not even in play. So there is second Metal Energy, which means that he can... Okay, so he's going to end me down to like 2 cards. Hopefully I can find at least energy card. Escape Rope and Delinquent, but no Stadium in play. Not good. Not good. Iron Crusher for 120, and right now it's to be or not to be. So it all depends on the top deck. I really need to top deck something that can give me the opportunity to win. Of course, if I play Escape Rope, I'm not sure how smart that would be. So I'm thinking about just rolling with my hand. I can always retreat, paying 1 energy on my Clauncher. There's Clawitzer number 2, but there's also Escape Rope. What I'm thinking right now is probably Escaping Rope, but he can put his Trubbish in the active spot, and I guess it's a much better option. I mean, he can hit for 120 all night long. I don't have cards in my hand, so this game is still not over. I definitely need to top deck something like a energy card so I can end this game. And to be honest, so far I managed to find just 4 energy cards of 10. Okay, so waiting to see what my opponent will promote in the active spot. Of course, he needs to promote that Trubbish. My hand is empty. I don't have cards in my hand, so it's pretty much normal that you're going to put your Trubbish in the active position and let your opponent put his Clawitzer, I guess, in the active spot and pass his turn. So that's the best thing I can do. I mean, probably I'm going to do that, but I still don't know if he can find an escape rope. I can still lose this matchup. So that's very important. I can still lose this matchup. So I'm going to pass my turn, and I'm going to wait to see what he can do. I mean, of course, he can knock out my Clawitzer and grab something like a prize card here. I didn't have another exchange. I guess I could always put my Houndoom in the active spot so he can absorb 2 turns of the attack, but I didn't want to do that. I just focused on letting him take 1 prize, and maybe I can next turn think about putting my Houndoom in the active spot so he can have 2 more turns of trying to set up that knockout, maybe even fighting that Lysandre. But he definitely needs to put one of his EX Pokemons in the active position if he wants to attack, of course. And I'm still just looking for a single energy card. So there's a Garbodor. That means that he can easily shut down their ability. Alright, so no Mega Turbo in my deck. Of course, I have Clawitzer, so I don't need Mega Turbo. There is one Parallel City. He can say goodbye to Shaymin. And he can go for 120, I guess. That's the best thing. Or he can maybe sit and wait until he managed to find that VS Seeker. Not a VS Seeker, but actually a Lysandre. He's going down to 13 cards, and it's very important to see what he can do right now. Maybe he can just decide to pass his turn. No, he decided to knock me out. Alright. He can always decide to pass the turn, sit and wait to see maybe if he can try and find a Lysandre, so he can Lysandre my Houndoom and knock him out. But definitely the big disadvantage right now for my opponent is not playing those Enhanced Hammers and Crushing Hammers. So my top deck is gonna be VS Seeker for victory, I guess. So VS Seeker for Professor Sycamore, and this can be a GG, so yes it is. Yes, it is a GG, since I managed to pull 4 energies, not a single one, and I can easily Inferno Fang for 320, and the game is over, actually for 280, because of that Parallel City in play. So that's pretty much it. Alright guys, so let's go to the game number 2. Waiting my opponent for the setup. So he's definitely going to call the heads or tails here. So this time I lost the coin flip, so that means probably I'm going to start second. When I think about going second, well, that red card Delinquent turn 1 would be much better. Oh, I actually go first. Oh, that's interesting. There's a red card sitting in my hand. But there is no way that I can find Delinquent, because maybe with Ultra Ball for Shaymin, finding that Delinquent would be great. Is that Trevenant and Mega Alakazam, and I see some Crushing Hammers, so I need to be very cautious here. Okay, more Trevenant with the Nervous Seed. I really like that idea with the Trevenant Nervous Seed. That's definitely a good idea, but luckily I have that Mega Evolution in my deck, so 2 more cards to be drawn. Interesting. Here we go with the red card. Can I somehow find Delinquent turn 1? I don't know, but I know that I need Parallel City if I want to get Delinquent in play. So this is gonna be 1 Ultra Ball for 1 Mega Houndoom and 1 Special Energy, let's say. For Shaymin-EX, where is my Delinquent? Is here. So Shaymin for 4 might give me the opportunity to get that Delinquent and put my opponent down to like 1 card. That's definitely going to be very devastating for him. I was close. I was definitely close, but not enough. Do I want to play end this turn? I don't know, he have only 4 cards. Let's go with that. Who cares? I need to set up. I need that Spirit Link. And I need 1 more Clawitzer for the turn 2. Well, right now I managed to hit Delinquent. So who knows, maybe next turn I will go with my Delinquent. Was close, but not enough. So let's see what he can do. He can definitely find that maybe Trevenant with the Nervo Seed from that Ascension. He can always do that. There's a Float Stone on his Phantom. Still he have 6 cards in his hand, so his hand is huge. And there's another N. Okay, so not bad, I guess. Big disadvantage for me definitely are going to be those Crushing Hammers. Unfortunately, I cannot take Volcanion in this build because it's banned at this moment when I'm recording the video. Not sure what is going on, some kind of the glitch. So there's Ultra Ball, probably for Shaymin-EX. Luckily, I managed to hit another Clauncher, so I can put it onto my bench. There's also Scorched Earth and Delinquent. I can even Delinquent him next turn and use Melting Horn. Probably I'm going to do that if he will have only 3 cards sitting in his hand. I'm still thinking about that option, to be honest. So there we go with the Shaymin for 4 extra cards. He has 6 cards at this moment in his hand. 1 Alakazam and Mega Alakazam are in discard pile. Of course, if he will have 4 cards in his hand, there's no way to play Delinquent. I will just focus on keep going on. But there is one more Ultra Ball right now. Skyline and another Trevenant discarded. Let's see right now what he can grab. Another Shaymin-EX. So he's looking forward for another Shaymin-EX. Probably he's looking for those Crushing Hammers and stuff like that. And 4 more cards for him. I can put another Clauncher in play. Oh, there's Ascension. Okay, there we go. So I definitely need to Mega Evolve here. And of course I need to find a supporter card for draw because I cannot use my Melting Horn. That's a big disadvantage. There's another Houndoom, there's another Clauncher, and there is a Trainer's Mail for that Ultra Ball, I guess. Let's see. Ultra Ball for Delinquent and Scorched Earth. So I can grab another Shaymin in play. Of course I will Mega Evolve because I can draw 1 extra card. The question is, do I even want to play my Escape Rope? Well, probably not. Let's just stick with the Shaymin. I need just a single energy card so I can knock out his Trevenant. This looks much better. There's a Dive Ball for Clawitzer. That means that I can attach 2 energies this turn. That's very important. There we go, Mega Boost. 1 red card without thinking too much. He has too many cards in his hand. And those red cards are definitely devastating. What else? What else to play? I guess just Inferno Fang for 160, so I can knock out his Trevenant, avoid a threat. Put that Burning Energy back, draw 1 prize. I still have that Fire Energy in my hand for the next turn. I didn't want to attach it right now because I don't know, maybe he decided to go with the Lysandre, so I would be in a disadvantage. Or he can maybe find 2 Crushing Hammers and discard both energies, so I somehow want to keep... Okay, there's an Enhanced Hammer, as you can see. Even 1 more and Crushing Hammer would be the big disadvantage for me. So there's 1 energy, so he can Ascension. And the next turn, luckily, I can completely discard my entire hand and play Giovanni's Scheme for 5 and hope to find something like, I don't know, Float Stone and Special Burning Energy. Let's go with the Super Rod first. Then second, let's go with Escape Rope. So Escape Rope, I can even play my Melting Horn here if I really want to do that. And I don't know where to put that energy. Let's go with the Melting Horn for this turn, so we'll see what's gonna happen. Giovanni Scheme, so I can draw cards until I have 5 in my hand. Okay, I think I did good call here. No doubt about that. Melting Horn, so I will discard 2 cards from the top of my opponent deck. Nice, Trevenant Break and Sycamore. That's definitely good, I can tell you that. So right now he needs to find a way somehow to retreat, or he can just go with another Ascension for the next turn. Okay, there's a Trevenant. For the next turn I can have my Mega Houndoom in the active spot and I can Sycamore for 7. Or maybe I can even, yeah, definitely Sycamore for 7. I'm searching for those burning energies. They're both in my discard pile, and I don't feel happy seeing them in my discard pile, so let's go with the Sycamore for 7. I need any kind of energy, maybe even special charge. Well, there's another Clawitzer. Tell you one thing, Inferno Fang is gonna happen just for the 80 damage this turn, actually for the 60 because of that Parallel City in play. The next turn definitely I can knock out his Trevenant, maybe even Trevenant Break, it will depend. Right now I don't need to worry. Okay, so he just decided to quit, so we're going to one more game, so the game number 3, because he just decided to quit in the middle of the game. Alright guys, let's do this. So the last game for today's Mega Houndoom-EX deck. And first time I'm going first. First. Always something with the first. Okay, no basic Pokemon in my hand. That means my opponent will take one extra card for that mulligan. And I will reshuffle back my cards and draw 7 new. Okay, again no basic. Looking for Houndoom for the active spot. This looks pretty decent. So a couple extra cards for my opponent. I love the Lugia coin. It looks pretty good. So, interesting. Trainers Mail. I really like that M. That's definitely gonna be a big deal here. But I'm still thinking maybe about what the you got you gotta be kidding me. I almost got heart attack when I saw both Claunchers in my discard pile. Now I'm thinking about only one thing here, Lysandring my opponent Fennekin on the bench and passing my turn, because this is definitely gonna be very painful to watch without my Claunchers. Both are in my discard pile. Let's go with that max elixir for my opponent. I mean, at least I can take prize card next turn. Well, yeah, he can retreat, he can use that steam up. Not a steam up, but power heater for 20. No, there's a big crushing hammer. Oh, luckily it's a tail. Luckily it's a tails. Another one is gonna be heads. Okay, not good at all. I can tell you that. Power heater for 21 energy will be put into play from his discard pile. It's back my turn. I'm going to top deck Clawitzer. I'm not looking forward to Mega Evolve here. There is no way that I will do that. There's a Parallel City in play. First, of course, red card. So he can get 4 cards instead of the 6. And the second one, of course, will be that Parallel City, so he can hit me for 20 less. In the meantime, I can Melting Horn for 2. So 1, 2. 1 Delphox Break and 1 Wally discarded, and that's pretty strong. A Melting Horn, I can tell you that. There's another Team Flare Grant. Okay. Okay, so this is very seriously here. Power Heater for 0. That's good. There is one Mr. Shaymin-EX for 4. I'm looking for another Houndoom-EX, but I didn't find one. So I will use just another Melting Horn this turn. There we go. Oh, he played another Team Flare Grant. I managed to avoid the threat. Acrobike also discarded. Next turn, 160, definitely gonna happen. I can't wait any more longer. I'm forced to deal with 160 and another Sycamore for 7. I don't have another option here. I need to react quickly. So far he can hit for 0, luckily because of that Parallel City, so I'm avoiding those damage counters from his Volcanium, and that's very important. Let's go with a Inferno Fang right now for 160. I decided to not play Sycamore for one more turn just because I have that Burning Energy sitting in my hand. Okay, there's a Clauncher. That's a good thing. There's a Clauncher, and right now I have a smile on my face. So there's a Breakson in the active spot. If you get heads, you can discard energy from my active Pokemon. There's a Team Flare Grant, so the Team Flare Grant number 3. This is like a war zone here. Okay, there's a Delphox. So he can asleep me and hit for 40, actually 20 because of the Pearl City. Still Pearl City doing a great job here, I can tell you that. What should I do right now? What should I do right now? Play Sycamore for 7, of course, and hope to find something that I can use. Well, that Super Rod is definitely going to be a big deal. I'm going to play my Ultra Ball for these 2 cards, so I can grab another Houndoom, put it onto play. This is gonna be pretty much it. If there's a Parallel City in play. Okay, this game is a little bit tricky. It's a little bit tricky. I mean, I'm doing a great job avoiding those different hammers, Team Flare Grants, and stuff like that. I just need energy card as a top deck. Next turn I can have Clawitzer, I can even play Shaymin. I just need to find a way to remove that stadium. So I'm looking for Scorched Earth, or I'm looking for Scorched Earth from my opponent's side. Of course he can go for 40, try to buy a turn, having that Flickering Flames and sleeping the Mega Houndoom in front of him. Who knows what can happen? Who knows what can happen? Everything can happen. This is a trading card game. It all depends on the luck. Oh, suddenly he decided to end me. Okay, that end was big deal. I should definitely tell that. I mean, right now he can go for 80. Minus 20 is going to be 60. Still next turn I can knock out his Delphox. That's very important. It's very important to knock out that Delphox here. Oh, luckily he didn't manage to get... Oh, so he tries to asleep me, but I wake up. And just like that, let's go with the Trainer's Mail. Let's see what he can find with it. Oh, there's a big Delinquent. Oh, definitely that Delinquent will hurt my opponent because he's going down to 1 card. No doubt about that. I'm going to keep my Float Stone just because I don't know what he can do next turn. Maybe he can try to find a Lysandre. Maybe his last card in hand will be Lysandre. Maybe Lysandre in my Clawitzer. But definitely Delinquent will do the change here. I'm going for 160 all night long. Okay, I see a lot of resources discarded. I need to go with 160 because I need to knock out his Delphox and I need to take 1 prize here. And that's very important. So, the prize card is a Clauncher. Okay. Okay, not the best, but okay. So there we go with the Entei. Burning Roar, discard the top 4 cards of your deck. If any of those cards are fire energies, attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So, let's see what he can do. Burning Roar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. 0 energies. There's a nice top deck for me, and he just decided to quit, guys. And that's pretty much it. So he decided to quit after I pulled that fire energy for the knockout, and the game is over just like that. So once again, guys, there's a full deck list if you're looking to build and play this Mega Houndoom deck. It's definitely a lot of fun with it. Definitely works pretty decent. I really like it. It can go for 160 from turn to turn without discarding any energy if you can find very quickly those burning energies and attach them to your Mega Houndoom. So even with the red card Delinquent combo, you can put your opponent down to 1 card and he can be in very, very big pain. So don't forget to like this video if you like it and enjoy. Don't forget to dislike this video if you didn't like it. The most important thing, don't forget and subscribe to my channel for the more future videos and to be part of my channel and community. If you have any questions, as always, you can leave the comments below. So till the next time, have a nice day wherever you are, and good